Let's talk some Colorado recruiting. This time it's the transfer portal, and there's a possibility that five-star teammates could be reuniting in Boulder. We'll see if the portal can make that happen. We're going to dive into some of the intel out of the transfer portal. It's been open for almost 48 hours, but Colorado is getting busy. Trust me. Colorado fans, before we get started, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruit channel. We're going to be here talking Colorado recruiting all year long, so jump on board and hit subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Some interesting names I want to talk about. We're not going to mess around. Caleb Odum, that's the former five-star that I'm talking about. He's leaving Alabama. Now, last year, he was the number 2 ranked tight end. Actually, he was the number 2 ranked tight end on the On3 industry, but On3, believe it or not, had him ranked even higher. On3 has him as the number 1 ranked tight end in last year's class, number 30 overall, so right there in the 5-star range. Now, this makes a lot of sense because he was teammates with Julian Lewis. Remember that. They were both out of Carrollton, Georgia. Caleb Odum at the time chose Alabama over Tennessee and Ole Miss, but looks like he's going to be making a visit to Colorado soon, and it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up at Colorado. Former Bama transfers, Demoy Kennedy and Quan Barnes are there. We'll see if there could even be more than just a Caleb Odum coming in this class. We'll see, but what do you guys think? I mean, this seems like a logical pairing. Julian Lewis probably going to play early. Caleb Odum ready to go right away. Now, Caleb Odum is an interesting prospect because he is 6'4", 220-ish. We had him listed as a tight end, but trust me, he could be a jumbo wide receiver. It all depends on how you want to use him in the offense, but bottom line, Caleb Odum is a mismatch nightmare for defenses. He's an offensive weapon, and just get him on board any way you can. Pair him with Julian Lewis. It could be a beautiful matchup going forward. All right, here's another intriguing name, a quarterback. Liberty transfer, Caden Salter. Now, Salter started that career at Tennessee as a 4-star recruit in 2021. He was dismissed in the spring, ends up landing at Liberty. In 2023, he burst onto the scene, a really good dual-threat quarterback in college. Interesting. Okay, so he has 1 year to play, right? The interesting part is you think Julian Lewis is ready to go, but, do you really want to put your whole season on a true freshman? Not saying that Julian Lewis isn't capable, but what if there's an injury? What if he's just not ready to go by the start of the season? At least you have some sort of insurance there with a veteran in Caden Salter. Now, we'll see if this is a good fit, but there are some rumblings, and he has mentioned that he will likely take a visit to Colorado. He's going to take a first visit to Syracuse. There's some other teams involved, so we'll have to see and watch. Just see how this develops at the quarterback position. Pretty interesting. All right, another position in need. Defensive lineman Jaheim Oates. He is trending to Alabama. The great Pete Nakos has put in a pick. Now, there's medium confidence there. Just to let you know, that's what Pete's thinking. He's got medium confidence that Jaheim ends up at Colorado. Big body in the middle, 6'5", 325 pounds. Was the number 77 ranked overall player in the 22 class, number 11 defensive lineman, and he's had some production. 55 tackles, 1.5 sacks in his career at Alabama. He could be a massive addition to that defensive line. All right, we know Coach Prime is looking for production, and that's exactly what Zach Atkins brings. He's 6'4", 245-pound tight end. He's from Northwest Missouri State, a no-star recruit out of high school, but don't let that fool you. He's got 20 offers in the portal, and it's only been 2 days. So he's been to Ole Miss. He's got Arkansas visit coming up, South Carolina, and then it looks like he'll be at Colorado on December 15th. He had 30 catches last season. He's a potential instant impact player on offense, so we'll have to see how this visit goes. All right, moving on. Another wide receiver here. Wide receiver from Tulsa, Joseph Williams. Now, he was American Freshman of the Year award. He was up for it. He didn't win it, but he was up for it. Sounds like a visit will be set up here. Also in contact, Utah and Ole Miss. He goes 6'2", 195. He's a native of Texas, and as a true freshman, 30 catches, 5 touchdowns. So, once again, you're seeing the production. Now, there's one more name I want to give you. I don't know. Colorado might have contacted me, just hit the portal, but I think it could make sense here. Keep an eye on Charles Brantley from Michigan State, just hit the portal today, but he had a productive year, his best year in 2024. He had 3 interceptions. There's no talk yet, but He went to Venice High School, so he's from Venice, Florida, right around the corner from Fort Myers. This is just one where I could see it. Put this on your radar. We'll see what happens with Charles Brantley, but Colorado Buffs are buzzing right now in the transfer portal, and there's more to come. Like I said, we're only 48 hours, and it feels like 48 minutes. I wanted to get on here and give you guys a quick update. I'll be back for more on Colorado, but you guys talk to me. How are we feeling about some of these names? Who gets you most excited? I mean, I know Caleb Odum does. Do we think that gets done? Who else do the Colorado Buffs add? Let me know. Comment section below.